Congratulations to all of the 2018 Minnesota Aspiration and Computing Awards female honorees. My name is Shauna Hughes, fellow technologist and Equality and Equity Award champion. I am happy to have you all here with me today. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and why you're here today?
Hi, my name is Judith Rogel. I'm the librarian at De La Salle High School. It's really an honor to be part of this group tonight. I feel like at De La Salle, I help students become discerning users of information in locating information, but also creating information as we go forward in this global society.
Thank you so much, Judith.
You're welcome.
And Grace, tell us a little bit about why you're here today.
I'm a junior at Egan High School, and this is my third year applying for the NCWIT Aspirations in Computing Awards. I am now a National Honorable Mention and a state winner. Inside of school, I like taking math and science classes, including the mobile apps class at my high school where we code iOS apps for iPhones and iPads. Outside of high school, I like participating on my robotics team and on my club soccer team.
Wow, that is commendable.
Thank you.
Let's go over to you, Stephanie.
Thank you. Well, my name is Stephanie Spahn, and I am with STEM Fuse, and we are the champion sponsors this year, and we're so proud to be able to do this. We absolutely love this program. I'm here because our company, what we like to do is to make STEM education, computer science pathways interesting and exciting for students. We want to get them involved from elementary all the way through high school, and of course we love girls in STEM.
And let's go over to Sailu.
So my name's Sailu Pomeretti. I'm a senior at Eastridge High School. In school, I take a lot of science and math classes. I went through the University of Minnesota's accelerated math program. I'm also taking a lot of engineering classes, which I really enjoy. I also play on the tennis team. I'm in Key Club, National Honor Society, math team, and band. Outside of school, I like to play the piano, play tennis for fun. I also really enjoy trying to teach myself a little bit of code, which I started doing in middle school. And in the future, I kind of just hope to work in medical technologies and combine engineering and computer science.
Wow, Sailu, I thought I was busy. Sounds like an interesting life. All right, and we're gonna now talk to a little bit of Liz and see what she has to say.
So my name is Liz Riggs, and I'm an ELL teacher at Como Park Senior High School. So in my day job, I teach English language learners, and I'm not trained traditionally in a tech field, but in my day job, I work on making content accessible, particularly in the sciences, for English language learners. And so I thought that volunteering for my school's apps club team would be a natural fit for making tech comprehensible for my EL students.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Liz. It looks like we're in great company today. We're going to talk a little bit about what it means to be an Aspiration in Computing Award winner. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit to Grace about what that journey has been like for you.
That journey through the Aspirations program has just been amazing. The first time I applied 3 years ago, I didn't really know what to expect, but coming in, I have so many opportunities through this program. Like I had an internship last summer with Land O'Lakes in Arden Hills, and from that internship, I learned so many things about the business world and about computers. One of my favorite projects there was being able to take apart a computer and then put it back together with almost no instructions. That was just amazing. Because before that, I didn't even know what a heatsink was or what the central processing unit was. But from that, I learned that I love fixing computers and talking to the people who know so much about this. So that was just an amazing experience that I had through my internship at Land O'Lakes.
Amazing. And I understand that this is not your first year, being an honoree or an award recipient, correct?
No, it's not. This is my third year being an award winner. The first year I was a certificate of distinction. The second year I got honorable mentions, and this year I'm honorable mentions nationwide and a state winner.
Amazing. And what would you suggest to other young women that are in your same, on your same path? What would you suggest?
I would suggest just to go out and try anything new, because you never know the opportunities that you can get from any small experience or any small connection, and just to go and be yourself and try everything.
Awesome. Thank you, Grace. And Sailu, what would you say has been, or who would be the biggest influence to help you get to where you are today?
I would for sure say my mom. She's been behind me every step of the way, and she's a software engineer herself, so a lot of what she does has inspired me to be interested in what I am today, and she supported me in everything I do, and I love her so much for it.
Oh, that's so amazing. She's going to blush when she sees this. So tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are today.
So growing up, both my parents are software engineers, and so I was always kind of interested in what they were doing on their computers all day. They had the big, hunky 15.5-inch screens provided by their companies, and it was super fascinating to little 6-year-old me. And I would sit at our family desktop and just type at keys, pretending I was doing what they were doing. Once I got to around middle school age, my mom actually signed me up for some coding classes at her office, and I just fell in love with it. It was really fun, and I thought it was amazing how I could just type something into a computer and it would give me an output that I could use for different applications. And from there, I've kind of just expanded my interests and tried different things and kind of fallen in love with it.
Beautiful. So we're going to go over to Liz to talk a little bit about what it looks like from a personal or professional perspective, because you work with children. Just tell us a little bit about what you think children should be or I should say in your case, teenagers should be thinking about right now to really push themselves forward on the technology path.
Sure. So last year, we had 2 Apps Club teams last year, and both teams were comprised exclusively of new immigrants and refugees. And so these students had not coded before, they were not digital natives, and they were learning English as a second, third, or fourth language. And yet they embraced this challenge and really took on the challenge of addressing issues that were unique to new immigrants and refugees, and addressing those issues through technology. And the experience was really transformative for them. Even though it was their first year coding, they placed at our regional competition, which was just so validating for them. It was validating for me as their mentor. And the girls really took the opportunity and ran with it. And it's encouraged a whole new group of girls to join the team. And they, empowered them.
So what would you say, how did you get them interested in the club itself to begin with?
I think just providing an opportunity that was comfortable. So I was an adult that knew them day to day, and also the fact that other students who were new to coding were trying the experience at the same time, I think was really helpful. And the other piece is they owned what they were doing. They were really invested in it. So last year they worked on coding an app that promoted dual literacy, so maintaining your home language while also learning English. And they wrote stories that reflected their own life experiences, and they were really coding something that they believed in. And so once you give kids that opportunity, they really took it and ran with it. It wasn't about me promoting it. It was about something that they cared about and were invested in.
Beautiful. And now, Stephanie, from an employer perspective, what would you say that employers are currently looking for teenagers or Aspiration and Computing Award nominees?
What we're really looking for is students that are creative, that are willing to take risks, that like to problem solve, that are willing to try and fail and try again. And so that's what's so nice about working in these programs, is the engineering design process lends itself to doing just that, asking those good questions and making sure that you just feel free to make mistakes. That, I think, is really what the business world, I guess I could say, is looking for right now.
So Stephanie, can you tell us a little bit about those soft skills that some businesses look for in applicants?
Absolutely. Collaboration is huge. Are you a team player? Can you take charge, but at the same time, do you know how to play in the sandbox? Can you work well with others? Obviously, punctuality is extremely important, and just having a passion for what you're doing. So my biggest advice is if you don't like it, then maybe just don't do that. Find something that you do like, because having a positive attitude, I heard a speaker once say, we are responsible for the energy that we bring into the room. So if you come to work and you're positive, that brings positive energy with you. And I would say, so find a job that you can be passionate about and you can bring some of those skills to the table.
Awesome, I like it. And Judith, what advice would you give your younger self?
I guess I would say go out and explore more. Take advantage of opportunities that are out there. I wish when I was in college or in high school, I would have had Technovation or something like that. This is our third year of offering Technovation, and coaching the girls has been just so wonderful and eye-opening for me and awe-inspiring to see the things that they have created and the worlds it's opened for them and the places that they're now able to go that I didn't have those opportunities when I was their age.
Amazing. So I'm going to go back to Liz and ask about your passion for helping students at Como Park. Can you tell us a little about where that passion stems from?
Sure. So I'm a teacher of English language learners. And so last year when I took over coaching our Technovation Apps Club team, I inherently ended up recruiting a lot of students from my classes. And our first 2 teams that we had last year were comprised entirely of new immigrants and refugees.
All right, so I'm going to take it back over to Grace. And I would like to know a little bit more about your experience with interning at Land O'Lakes and what that was like for you.
So interning at Land O'Lakes was an amazing experience. The first day that I got in there, they brought me in and I was involved in everything right from the start. I was reimaging computers, processing them, checking to make sure that if they needed to be fixed or whether they needed to be processed in or brought back out again. And that was an amazing experience because it gave me an insight into the business world and showed me how companies and large companies like Land O'Lakes worked. Another great thing about that was the customer service side, because I got to interact with all the employees and hear their issues and try to fix them from my perspective of being in the PC deployment department.
Amazing, thank you for that. And Sailu, I am told that you've always had a passion for helping others in and outside of your community. Can you tell us a little bit about how you see that evolving with your career in technology?
Yeah, so since the beginning of high school, I've completed over 500 service hours through school clubs and places in my community, like the Science Museum and the local Humane Society. And one thing I really hope to do, and one thing I really enjoyed doing at the Science Museum, was teaching young kids about awesome technologies that are out there in the world. And one of my favorite things was I got to volunteer in the Technology Behind Pixar exhibit. And there were these little robots that everyone was fascinated with, and even when there was no one around me, I'd be sitting there playing with them and just kind of learning new things. And I kind of just, in the future, want to pass that along and make sure the next generation to come is interested and excited about it. Yeah.
I am so excited to see what you do with that passion that you have. So Stephanie, what excites you most about technology opportunities in today's world?
I'm glad you asked me that because I get so excited. I am so lucky because I get to be in schools all across the United States and get to see what students are doing and what teachers are doing to get students excited about it. So I think my favorite thing is just making sure that students at the elementary level start to have some excitement, whether they're in a maker space or doing robotics or computer science, 3D printing, and then in middle school moving on to more computer programming, so that when we get to these high school pathways, they are ready to jump in, and then when they leave, they're ready for this tremendous job market that's out there, because that is where the jobs are and where they are going to be when they graduate. And so the more prepared we can get students for the job, the market out there, the better they are. And so I'm thrilled to be involved with a company that is making sure all that can happen.
How does STEM Fuse get teachers excited about this digital transformation that we're in today?
Well, I think the first thing is we absolutely have to empower teachers to feel confident, to know that it is really okay that they don't know everything. In fact, I always say the best computer science teachers and STEM teachers know very little because they're willing to let their students do the critical thinking and the problem solving, which are those key skills that we want kids to have. So we really encourage the teachers. We also make our curriculum extremely user-friendly so that they can follow it very simply, but more importantly, that they just understand that they're the facilitators and the students are the ones. We want them to problem solve. Going back to what I said before, we want them to try and fail and try again. And we want the students to ask questions and the students to find the answers and to collaborate with each other. So I guess my biggest message that we have for teachers and how we help teachers is just to say, chillax, drink some coffee, let your kids do the work.
Nice, I like that. As a librarian who promotes technology, what would you say helps students be a little bit more enthusiastic about coming into your space and engaging with technology?
The library at De La Salle is kind of a hub of the school. Students know that when they come there, not only will they get help with their homework assignments, but the door is open to learn about research, find information, and to become not only users of information, but creators of information with the tools that we have there. And my role as librarian and technology integrationist is to help them understand how technology can assist them in shaping the information to make it what they need for their own products. It's exciting to help the kids do that and watch them develop new things and grow.
Sounds exciting. When I was in school, I just remember going into the library just because it was the only place that had computers. So, so thank you. You're doing a service to us all. And I also want to just ask, how have you seen the transformation happen with how students look at or how they interact with your library in a way that really is technology centered, I guess? Does that?
Students have access to everything at their fingertips. We're an iPad school, yet we have the computers that they use their phones. Information is everywhere and it comes at them from all over the place. What they need to figure out is what's real and what's fake and how to use it for their needs.
Thank you. So I know, Grace, that you've been kind of with this program for a while now. Is there anything that any advice that you would offer anyone that's interested in applying for this award?
The only advice I really have is to try it no matter what your inhibitions are, because you may not think that you have the right criteria for an award like this, but you almost certainly do if you're looking at it, because even any little experience with technology like coding or using Microsoft Word or spreadsheets, that can help. And I had very little experience when I first applied for this, but as I progressed through the program, I gained more and more experience, and it's something that you just really need to try.
And Sailu, what kind of support did you receive when applying for the scholarship?
I got support from everywhere. I was recommended to this award by the volunteer coordinator at the Science Museum, and that kind of just opened the door for me. And when I told my parents about it, and I was a little apprehensive about it, they said just go for it, you never know what could happen. And so I did, and here I am. And I think it was a great way, and when I told my teachers and I asked for a recommendation letter, they said, yeah, I think you could be great for this, and this is a great thing for you to do, and I would be happy to write this for you. And everyone was just so supportive about it, and it was great, and I met a great community here too, like all of these people here, and it's amazing.
Thank you all for participating today. It's been a pleasure and honor to get to know you all and really sharing this journey with you. Special thanks to our many Aspiration partners, especially our champion and pillar partners. We are grateful to the Minnesota State IT Center of Excellence, our gracious host today. This is Shauna Hughes, reminding everyone to stay gracious with a little bit of grit.